What's up, guys? Welcome to Field Series Review. With hunting season just around the corner, I see a lot of people online asking questions about their first Sitka purchase. A lot of people are unsure what to get. A lot of people are unsure what the systems mean. So we're going to break it down in 3 categories today to hopefully help you guys out. All right, guys. So today we're going to be looking at where to start when it comes to Sitka gear. What should I buy? What does this mean? What does that mean? We'll try to make a little more sense of it for you. So we're going to break it down to 3 sections today. We're going to go next to skin, we're going to go mid layer, we're going to go outer layer. So just a disclaimer, I don't work for Sitka. I'm not a Sitka rep. I don't know their products as well as someone from Sitka does. So if you have any questions, reach out to their customer service. They are top notch. Also, I primarily waterfowl and whitetail hunt, so everything that I'm going to be discussing is breaking down from the whitetail and waterfowl systems. So I know the big game system is a bit more intricate with the layering and unlayering for long hikes, so you may want to reach out to someone that knows a little bit more about that than me. But for whitetail and waterfowl, I think we can get you guys taken care of and explaining what things are and kind of where to start. So first and foremost, is Sitka worth it? Yes, it's worth it. It's definitely going to keep you warm. It's definitely going to keep you dry. It's going to keep you in the field longer. The longer you're in the stand, the longer you're in the blind, the higher percentage chance you have of being successful. And that's what Sitka is going to do for you. Sitka is designed for layering. So you're going to see this is going to be a common theme as we go through these 3 stages. There's a hierarchy, and you're going to see that layering is the key. So like I said, we're breaking it down into 3 layers: next to skin, mid layer, and outer layer. So let's get started with next to skin. All right, guys, let's start off with next to skin. These items are going to do just what it sounds like. They're going to be next to your skin or pretty close to your skin. These are going to be your base layers. Sitka is designed for you to layer on top of each other. There's a few items that you wouldn't layer over that would be next to skin, like the ESW shirt. That's a standalone shirt for you guys hunting really hot weather. But other than that, you're going to start with something in the early season like a core lightweight tee. This is just a solid color one. I wear this one later in the season. I like the core lightweight tee and the core lightweight hoodie. I wear them for waterfowl and I wear them for whitetail. That's going to be your top for the early season. That's going to be your first base layer. Now note, even when you get into the later seasons, you're still going to start with your core lightweight. That's going to wick away all the moisture and keep your heavier insulations from getting sweaty. For bottoms, I go with an uninsulated pant. If I'm going whitetail, I'm going with the Equinox pants. If I'm going waterfowl, I'm going grinder pants for early season goose, early season whitetail. You can also go with items like the Ascent pants. You can also go with items like the back 40 if you're hunting in a blind. Those are lighter pants that you could wear. So as far as next to skin, so when it starts getting a little bit cooler, we keep these things going, and the tops we're going to layer on top of them. You're going to go to something like a heavyweight hoodie. This is a Fanatic, which is a heavyweight hoodie. It's thicker. You can go with a midweight if you want, but we're just building on our tops. We're just building up, building up, building up. That's going to be our next to skin. The heavyweight hoodie and the merino heavyweight are going to be your thickest to wear for base layers. As for the bottoms, still run the uninsulated pants when it gets a little cooler, but then you start putting base layers on underneath there, like the core lightweight bottoms or the core heavyweight bottoms, to start to layer underneath these uninsulated pants, whether it be a grinder or Equinox or whatnot, and that'll get you down into the 50s. Okay, so next to skin is going to be everything that you wear that is literally next to skin, your base layers. These are things that you're going to you're going to walk into the stand wearing these things, and then you're going to build on top of that. All right, guys, let's talk about your mid-layer pieces. Mid-layer pieces for me primarily come into play when we get into tops. As for your bottoms, for temperatures in the low 40s, maybe high 30s, I will layer pretty heavy under my uninsulated pants. I may even go for waterfowl to like a Dakota pant, which is a fleece lined pant. But primarily your mid layers we're going to be looking at is going to be your tops. And those are going to be things that are warm. They're jackets, but they're going to have no wind resistance. That's the big key. What's a mid-layer piece and what is a complete outer piece is going to be the waterproof and windproof capabilities of the top. That's whitetail and waterfowl. Waterfowl, you're going to have more waterproof, obviously, options, but the wind resistance is being windproof is the big key. So this is just one of my mid-layer pieces. This is the Equinox hoodie. It's a Berber fleece lined hoodie. I have a review for it down on my channel. You can also go with things like a Celsius midi. You can go with a Celsius jacket from the Whitetail line. In waterfowl, you can go with the gradient jacket. One of the big things you'll notice if it's a mid-layer piece, most of the mid-layer pieces are going to have thumb loops for you to layer an outer piece over it. So if you're seeing something that says it's got thumb loops and it's not wind resistant, it's more than likely a mid-layer piece. Doesn't mean you can't wear it as an outer piece. I wear this guy as an outer piece down in the low 40s, no issues at all, nice and warm, but just know that it is not designed to get you deeper into the season when the temperatures drop and when the wind starts to pick up. So things like the gradient on the waterfowl line, and then things like the Equinox hoodie, the Celsius midi, and the Celsius jacket are going to be your mid-layer pieces. You also have a few vests in there, like the Fahrenheit vest, and then you could put the Fahrenheit jacket into the same category because it's windproof, but it's not very durable. But for the most part, these are the things you're looking at that are your mid-layer pieces. All right, guys. So now, real quick, we're going to look at mid-layer bottoms. Some for whitetail, some for waterfowl. So for whitetail, the primary mid-layer bottom just came out this year, 2020. This is going to be the Equinox midi pants. It's very similar to the gradient pant. Berber fleece, great for insulation, great to keep you warm when it starts getting cooler. It is not windproof. It says it's a little more durable than the old gradients. I haven't put it through the test yet, but this is a mid-layer pant. It's going to go on over your base layers and more than likely going to go underneath a bib or another outer piece. From the waterfowl line, you have the gradient pant, which is very similar to this pant right here. It's a Berber fleece pant with stirrups on the bottom, does the same thing, goes under your waders, mid-layer warmth. This year, we have the extra mid-layer warmth. This is the gradient bibs. Once again, fleece on the inside and the outside to be worn over your base layer, but under an outer layer. This is the hybrid. This is the Dakota pant. This guy is not windproof on the outside, but it has more wind resistance than something like the gradient. It's not as warm, but it does have a little bit of fleece on the inside. This is a great versatile pant. If you want one warm pant to wear for many different applications, I would go with the Dakota because it can be worn as an outer piece, but then also be worn as a mid-layer piece. All right, guys, it's time to look at our outer pieces. This is where the heavy hitters are. This is where the majority of the money is spent on things that are waterproof and heavily windproof. So let's start with a couple things from the whitetail line. This is the Fanatic jacket. This is Sitka's pride and joy for the whitetail line. 100% windproof. It does have its own insulation. This is for your cold hunts down in the teens, but it's 100% windproof and it has the ability for you to pull the port through the back. So that's a good sign that it's an outer piece because it has Gore wind stopper. Another extremely popular piece, this is from the waterfowl line. This is the Hudson. This guy is 100% windproof, 100% waterproof. That tells you that it is an outer piece. It does have insulation as well. Extremely popular. This is a very disputed piece in the waterfowl line that people use as both an outer piece and a mid-layer piece. Some people layer over this and some people wear this solely outer. This is the Dakota hoodie. This guy is very warm with Berber fleece. It's also 100% windproof, so it's a great outer piece. It's not as heavy as the Hudson or as the Layout or as the Baril, but it's very durable, it's very warm, and it's 100% windproof, but you can also layer over top of it. So this is kind of the gray area. People use it for both, which is a great piece to start with. I've saved my two pieces If you're going to ask for somewhere to start, these next two pieces are where I would do it. If you were going to start with just one piece from the whitetail line and from the waterfowl line, just one, I would probably either start with the Dakota hoodie, or if you're hunting around water a lot, the Hudson jacket is your one piece because you can layer your old camo under it. One of the most popular pieces in the whitetail line is an outer piece. This is the Stratus jacket. The Stratus jacket is 100% windproof like we discussed, so it makes it an outer piece. New model just came out. Got a review for that on my channel. This is 100% windproof, not super thick. It's going to lock everything in. So if you have a bunch of old Under Armour camo or a Drake puffy jacket, but you want some Sitka gear also, put all that stuff under your Stratus. Okay, it'll lock all that in. Put it all under your Dakota. It'll lock all that in. So the Stratus and the Dakota are very, very good places for you to start. They're good outer pieces to build under. All right, let's look at outer layer bottoms. Just like on the outer layer tops, we're looking for water resistance and windproof and waterproof. So for the waterfowl line, we're going to have here the Hudson bibs. These are 100% windproof, 100% waterproof Gore-Tex. These have no insulation on the inside. They have a little bit of like a felt lining around the crotch and the waist to give you a little bit more mobility, but these are designed to be worn over something like the gradient pant or the gradient bib. This is a complete outer shell to keep the wind, to keep the moisture, mud, and whatnot off of your insulative layers. Come over here to the whitetail side. We have the Stratus bibs. These are one of my favorites. These are 100% windproof, DWR technology. They're not uber thick, like they're not insulated like the Fanatic bibs are, which is another great option for an outer layer, but extra layer of warmth, nice and quiet, 100% windproof. Put the Equinox midi pants on underneath this guy, maybe the Dakota pants on underneath this guy, slide them on. You're gonna be good down into the low 30s, high 20s. These are great pieces. Once again, just like the tops, the bottoms, you see the outer layers based on windproof and waterproof. All right, guys, so I hope that going through that maybe helped a little bit. Just remember you have three primary layers. You got your next to skin pieces. They're typically core heavyweight, core midweight, core lightweight, merinos. You have your mid layer pieces. They're primarily going to be for warmth with no wind protection. So gradients, Celsius midi, Celsius Equinox hoodie. Those are good to be worn in the mid-season, early season, or whatnot. And then your outer pieces are going to be your 100% waterproof, 100% windproof pieces. You've got a few options. Your waterfowl line is going to have more waterproof stuff. Your whitetail line is going to have more windproof stuff. If you want to start from build a full system, I would start from uninsulated pants and core lightweight hoodies for both whitetail and waterfowl, and then just build on top of those as we discussed. If you just want one Sitka jacket to duck hunt in, I would recommend either a Dakota or a Hudson. If you want just one jacket to deer hunt in, I would recommend the Stratus. If you're farther up north where it's colder, then maybe the Fanatic series. But there, like we said, there's a ton of people online that are willing to help. If you have any questions, reach out to them. You can reach out to me on some social media, Facebook, Instagram. I'll help you out the best I can. Don't forget Sitka's customer service. They're top notch, and they are going to help you the best they can. Real quick on sizing. Everybody asks about sizing. Look at the sizing charts. Everybody says, well, here Sitka runs a little small. I will tell you, I'm 6'1", 200 to 205 pounds. I wear an extra large in everything. My tops, I get an extra large in everything, and they fit true. My bottoms, I get an extra large. I probably fall under the large category, but I get an extra large because the bottoms do run a little small. So if you're going for tops and you know you're an extra large, get an extra large. If you're going for bottoms and you're a tweener between large and XL, go ahead and go up a little bit bigger in the pants. I don't recommend going up larger in the jackets, but a little bit in the pants is not going to hurt. So hope this helps you guys out there. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit us up on social media, Instagram, Facebook, comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a good hunting season.